Welcome to my 4th annual Halloween special. I am happy to be back. It's been a bit of a hiatus, but here I am to celebrate my favorite holiday. And what will I start with? Phantasm Ravager. Now, for those of you who watch my channel religiously, all probably 5 of you, I already reviewed this movie. I've done them all now, and it's my favorite franchise, and I love talking about it. So here we go. My opinion on this film has changed. I should say my opinion has stayed the same. My ranking has changed. I used to have Phantasm 2 at like the bottom of the list. Now, when I say at the bottom of the list, all right, Phantasm can do no wrong. It's my favorite series ever. It's like the one with the least perfection, okay? But now I'm actually gonna put Ravager at the bottom for a couple reasons. Now, I had said in my previous video that it felt sort of like fan fiction, and it does. And I do appreciate that. It's commendable, okay? Because this film was very clearly made for the fans. It was made for the people who had waited almost 2 decades for it to come out and had probably given up on it. And that is commendable. And considering the fact that Don Coscarelli didn't direct it, it was pretty damn good. I mean, the special effects were shitty, but it was like supremely low budget. And given how low budget it was, they did manage to make it quite epic. The biggest thing is it doesn't really serve much of a purpose in the grand scheme of things. I mean, the whole idea of the alternate reality where Reggie is in an old folks' home, kind of merging with another reality, it's really cool, but again, it's kind of like a fan fiction. I mean, the tall man was always after Mike for reasons that we never knew, you know, and I had come to actually appreciate Phantasms 1 through 4 for the fact that Phantasm Oblivion, as weird and out there and confusing as it was, it really was kind of like the perfect bookend. You know, you had the first Phantasm, which was weird and creepy and like just unique. You had the second one, which was like super epic. You had the third one, which was super campy. And then you had the fourth one, which kind of brought it back to that like low budget mystery in the dark kind of a thing. And it left you with a really, I mean, it left you being like, wait, what? But it also kind of went out the way it came in. And I appreciate that. And I've grown to appreciate that. And over the years, you know, like I said, it had been almost 2 decades. We didn't think that we were getting a Phantasm 5. So when it came out, it was like, yes! It's like, wow, it's cool. Like, they have the masks and they actually go to the Red Planet. They do, but they don't really do anything of consequence. It's just a scene where that happens because wouldn't it be cool if that happened, you know? It would have been more awesome if they had found like the tall man's original form or like arrived there when Jebediah Morningside made contact with whatever he made contact with. Like, that would have been cool. And I understand, you know, again, they had a very low budget for it. And it felt like a gift. I'm not trying to shit on the gift that they gave us. But it does feel like fan fiction in the end, and even the whole idea of the multiverse, because like I said initially, I'm like, that makes everything else that happened in the previous Phantasm movies make sense. And it's like, yes, sort of, but the idea of a multiverse is not even alluded to. I mean, it's pretty much established at the beginning of Phantasm 3 when you see the tall man come out of the dimension fork, pick up the body of the tall man from Phantasm 2 and like throw it in. You know that there's like multiple tall men in space-time and they're all sort of like the same hive mind or whatever. It was already pretty much established in that movie. I mean, Phantasm Ravager like confirms it, but it's not really per se like a new idea. It's kind of the same old thing recycled. I do really like Phantasm Ravager. I've watched it many times. I do really enjoy it. It felt like a gift. It felt like a love letter to the fans from the cast. I know that the entire cast wanted to get on board and give us that one more film that we were all clamoring for. And for that, I am extremely appreciative. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really progress anything. The thing that it does go with, the whole side idea, that's exactly what it feels like a sidequel or a what if, like kind of a thing. That's what Phantasm Ravager feels like. Appreciate it, but I think it's the lowest on my list. But again, different tiers of awesome, okay? Being the lowest form of awesome is not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. All right, guys, that's all she wrote.